There's a lot of people who do this for the wrong reasons.
The problem with TikTok is that I think Steve Lacy's reaction was very justified.
So let's talk about that. How does it feel like for you to have the success that you've had? You have a #1 song right now. Can I bite your tongue like my bad habit?
And what about on that stage? Is that hard for you? Like, is that emotionally draining to get on that stage and put on a show for people, or is it invigorating?
It's amazing.
Some may have been very aware of Steve Lacy's talents long before TikTok's impact on the success of Bad Habit, resulting in Lacy's seemingly fast trajectory into superstardom. But others may not know that the singer-songwriter has been active and a part of some profound and exciting moments in music since 2013 as both a lead and featured artist.
I worked on 105 songs.
Wow.
Since I've started making music.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Other records where Lacy either produced or played instrumentation on include artists such as Solange, Blood Orange, the late great Mac Miller, Pride for Kendrick Lamar, and Folding Clothes for J. Cole, in which Lacy recalls that both were made on his iPhone.
That was an iPhone beat too.
Really?
Yeah, that was in that time.
Lacy's talent was bound to be discovered by a wider audience eventually. However, even for the most talented artists, that moment that changes a musician's life forever is often unexpected. The second single from Steve Lacy's Gemini Rights album, Bad Habit, skyrocketed into a #6 chart position with the assistance of TikTok, before ultimately charting as the #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100, an accomplishment that very few artists achieve in their careers. So how exactly was Steve Lacy able to achieve this feat? The songwriting on Bad Habit provided a sense of relatability that is easy to gravitate to, and Lacy was able to put words to emotions that many of us can apply to our own experiences, not to mention all the elements in the record that makes a hit song, such as pairing a catchy melody with warm and lush production at the perfect tempo. Lacy has stated that, prior to this moment, I felt like I was in a slump. I had a bunch of dope ideas, but my writing, I didn't know how I was going to approach this record. But I feel like this song was the one that was like, okay, this is what we're about to do. Lacy cited that over the last 2 years, he was able to focus on his creative goals more intentionally. And once he was able to focus on what he wanted for himself, everything else started to fall into place.
I mean, maybe it's always been that, but it's like you're selling like a story, you know, like something to be a part of.
Nobody can deny the viral effect TikTok has had on Steve Lacy's music. And that's something we can all attribute towards the power and benefit TikTok has had on music discoverability and essentially creating stars in this era. Bad Habit, and as well as other songs in Steve Lacy's catalog, has been used to inspire so many different videos from different creators. And none of that is possible without this platform. Of course, good music does the legwork, but TikTok has the audience. Lacy's manager has stated that his music is very catchy, which is probably the biggest captivation his music has on TikTok. And with the massive amount of people who have recently discovered the sensation of Bad Habit on TikTok, the next step is seeing the show live. Ticket sales have gone through the roof, to not only the surprise of Lacy's core audience who have been with him prior to Bad Habit, but also Lacy himself. Tickets sold out extremely fast, and I remember seeing on Twitter for weeks that so many fans were pissed that they were not able to get a ticket. And of course, I'm sure you know what they did. That's right, blame the overnight fans whose first introduction to Lacy was through Bad Habit via TikTok.
I think it's just like a huge shift of like just kids.
Now, if you've been active on social media, I'm sure you're aware of some of the things that are happening at some of the Steve Lacy shows. Incidents like this. Now, because the phone incident went so viral on social media, I see certain people have a certain perception about Steve Lacy. One that I think is the furthest from the truth that I feel Steve Lacy would identify as for himself, his brand, and as well as his core audience. You might not be aware of the joy and the thrill he gets out of performing and connecting with his audience. And I would like to be the first to say that I feel Steve Lacy takes his craft very seriously, and that's why you got the reaction you got.
I'm a person that would be doing this shit regardless of the #1, regardless of the Grammy nominations.
And I've always been the one to say that I don't like when fans purchase a ticket to come to a show and antagonize, throw things on the stage, and disrespect the artist. And if you ask me, I think Steve Lacy's reaction was very justified. The problem with TikTok is that it detaches the song from the artist. So when a song goes viral on a platform, some fans may only be familiar with a portion of the song, if lucky, the entire song, and that's what they know. So if you only know a song from a particular artist, how could you grasp the full perspective and range of that artist? A lot of these fans may be kids. A lot of these fans are people that are not familiar with Steve Lacy's catalog and don't respect him enough because they don't know much about him. Maybe you guys should not attend these shows until you become more familiar with the artist. Maybe you shouldn't rush to a sensation because it's popular for the moment, and you should understand that these artists put a lot of time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into their craft, and you should respect that. And educate yourself. Educate yourself on the rest of the catalog, so when the artist is putting the mic into the crowd, you can participate. You can know more than just one hook of a song. Because the best part about being at a concert with like-minded people and fans is that it feels like a community. It's a wonderful feeling, and I feel like you're robbing yourself and the artist of that experience. And I think you should change that. I think if you happen to come across this video and you're one of those people that, you know, go to shows based on a TikTok viral hit, support the rest of the catalog. You already pay that much for the ticket, and people are boosting the price because of resellers are capitalizing on the hype. I understand that. I understand that resellers are making this very hard for everyone to enjoy, and they're sucking the enjoyment out of this process. But I feel as though we should all do better. Let me know your perspective in the comment box. Stilo, as always, thank you for watching. I'm out.